EXP. In the bottom left, in the gold, our Protoss player.
Invasion Super.
A little bit lucky on the spawns, in my opinion. I think as a Protoss, you want the bottom left, top right spawns, rather than the other type of spawns you can get on the Smith.
Samsung Galaxy Khan Solar.
Here we have him over in the upper right.
But yeah, a little bit better like this. You can actually wall in for your natural. The third base is a bit easier to take at times, and Zerg can't take a quick gold. So all those things, I think, Super has to be happy with the spots. The spawns for this game.
All right. We have another PVZ on our hands, Artosis. I do got to say, Super is just looked so solid. I can't think of another Protoss player who would have handled that as well, like that.
Yeah, like maybe Rain or Zest or something like that. Like the really great defending Protosses. But he did fantastically. You cannot complain about, like, it wasn't 100% perfect, but it's a hard strategy to play against. His opponent had a gold base, was consistently aggressive, was consistently picking off units, but did a great job. So I love Super's PVZ. I think he's just so fantastic at the matchup. But aside from that, tell me about this MP3 player, Tasteless.
Oh, right, that story. No, so I must have been 17 or something, but I went to a tournament and I had an MP3 player. Yeah. Because at the time, I always listened to music when I played. Yeah. And I have like the same songs that I listen to at home. I listen to when I play in the tournament. Yeah. But this is back when there weren't really good refs or anything, and I know you've had experience with that as well in esports back over a decade ago. But no, this guy was like, I don't know if we can let you use an MP3 player, and I was like, well, I mean, why? What's the problem? I want to listen to music. He's like, well, how do I know? How do I know there's songs on there? And I'm getting pretty pissed at this point in time. And I'm like, well, what would I have on this thing? Would I have an audio thing that says make probes, make probes? And he's like, yeah, you might have that on there. Like, you didn't even understand this was a joke. I was like, well, no, I mean, the whole point is that there's no audio tape I could have that would help me.
Seriously.
I almost didn't get to use my MP3 player.
Yeah, the refs for esports back in the day.
Oh, my God.
Were just had no idea.
No, it was bad.
Just in the last few years, they've gotten so much better.
A lot better.
We actually have
lot better.
People that know what they're talking about.
I'm talking about non-Korean esports refs, by the way, because they have had referees in Korea for a long time. Yeah. But yeah, man.
I think the refs in Korea have made some great calls.
What was the tournament that we were in? What was the tournament that we were in where they wanted to stop the game and then look at the score to see who won? There was a game that had gone on for too long.
That happened to me in a tournament.
That happened to you?
I lost a match in the winner bracket because they paused the game and they're like, this is taking too long, and they ruled in my opponent's favor because
of the
he had a higher score. It was like 3 base versus 4 base.
Oh my God,
that
is terrible.
It's like he had Guardian tech, and there was actually a bug with Guardians that you could make and cancel them, and get more points because.
Well, was that what he did, or was he just actually?
No, he didn't. But
okay, I was going to say.
I don't know if he did actually.
I'm sure he didn't do that. But
probably not.
Yeah,
it was duty, so he could have. But no, they ruled against me. I came through the winner bracket and still made it through and won my spot.
God, that would make me crazy.
Yeah, I had flown to Texas for the tournament too.
Yeah,
so
and you're like,
on my own money. So
yeah,
it was not a happy moment. But
we have a 4-gate push here. He's picking a pylon right in the middle of the map. He's going to put some pressure on here. We have 7 roaches being made right now.
With those roaches being made, he's going to want to not even do the push, but see if he actually warps in for it. I think it's actually 3 gates. Oh, no, it is 4 gates.
4, right?
Okay.
Wait,
I believe
there was 1 at the ramp, 2 at the bigger ramp at the second, and then I think there's 1 by the Nexus.
Yeah, I think you're right. Anyways.
So is he just faking him out here?
Well, with these roaches coming, he's actually going a different... He wants him to be warping and stuff in the middle of the map. This is like what he wants right now. But when he sees... Okay, he doesn't see the roach, but he sees no third. He should go home immediately. 2 base? What does this mean? You have to defend. Now these roaches coming around, they may be going after the rocks and just trying to skip over the buildings. But with 4 gates, I think Super might be able to hold on.
This game has gotten really weird really fast.
Yeah.
He's making a forge right now. We don't see a,
he's really
big
not ready.
warp in of units, though, for Super. He seems fairly fragile. We need force fields.
Oh, God. He's so late on the force fields.
That is bad. He can lose his
If he could have held the
pylon.
ramp instead with 2 force fields, he could have bought so much time.
Yeah, exactly. He just wasn't over there at the right time. So another force field goes down. Not the cleanest one. They come in.
Okay, these are pretty good force fields considering he did them late to start. He's holding on quite well right now. Has that mothership core adding a lot of damage. There's a lot of units coming up, though, and he's running out of force fields very quickly.
Okay, so we see another force field go down. A few more warp ins. Another sentry comes in, but it'll be killed off right before. Oh, no, it is not killed off right before it can
warp that actually in. Not letting roaches through? Wow. Wow, this is some really stellar micro here from Super so far, but it's just not enough. He just doesn't have enough force fields. Didn't get those force fields up quite quick enough.
Yeah, one misclick and it could cost you the game. There's more roaches and links coming down now, and I think this will just take out the base. We should go on to game number 3. There's no way to recover from this.
Really, there isn't. He loses the natural minimum.
He loses the forge, too.
Yeah, like he can force field the ramp for days, but that doesn't matter. 2 base versus 1 base, Zerg wins. Look, he's trying to hold on here. He's even brought the probes back. He knows if he loses this Nexus, there's no way to come back.
Okay, so we should see GG in a moment here and go on to our final game. And I think what was our shortest game today here.
Yeah, and wow, that certainly is it, right?
GG.
Okay. Nice cheese there from Solar.
Yep, absolutely.
Catching him off guard.
Also, Super had an interesting build, the 4 gates and getting in close proximity. Then he checks and says, wait a minute, there's no third here. I can't even attack. But the real moment that lost Super the game was the moment he did not have the 2 force fields at the ramp of his natural to block off any damage from coming in, to make sure there were more clean warp-ins.
He might still die then, but yeah, that would have... When you're starting to lose gates and stuff, you're just never going to get enough units, enough army. He has to use way more force fields when they're up high because they start to break buildings.
They're chewing through the very buildings you need to win you the game.
Yeah, I mean, he could have bought a lot of time if he had seen it coming, but Solar accounted for that. He ran around where everything was with the roaches, which made it take longer to get Super's base, but gave him that unpredictability, that unscouted win.
This will bring us to game number 3 now. Super against Solar on the map, Catalina.
All right, Catalina.
Well, Solar's been bringing some very unorthodox play. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now it's all down to this one game. Super, so well known for his superb PvZ. Will he make it work when it comes down to this final moment?
We'll see, Tasteless. Catalina, it's a map where quick pushes with Immortals and Sentries can be very strong.
Yes.
But as we get in a longer game, it can get harder for Protoss, so we'll see what the spots are. How is Solar going to play? How is Super going to play? This could be anyone's game.
And our game is loading up, so we're going to jump into this momentarily here. The final game for today here on Friday night at the GSL Code S between Super and Solar to see who moves on to the round.